Thank you guys for being here. Let's sip and sniff. I'm going to pour my little sip of Ningxia Red, which we'll talk about because we're going to be talking about the 12 essential oils starter bundle. So you see it set up right here. And the Desert Mist diffuser. Okay, we're going to be talking about that. And along with those 12 oils comes Ningxia Red. So yum. We will get into that. We got a quote here by Confucius. And he says, life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. And isn't that true? I mean, we know that plant-based food, plant-based essential oils, really simple. Back in the day, that's all that people did to help them with their immune support, to help with their overall wellness. That's what Ningxia Red does. It supports overall health because it's strictly from plants. But along the way, we as humans have made it really complicated. Well, we're going to keep it simple. We're going to keep it real simplified today. Keep it super simple. We're going to keep the KISS method. And so hopefully what I'll do is we will give a little background as to how I came into the oils and the love of essential oils. And we'll go from there. So we're going to keep it simple by talking about the 12 emotional support oils from Young Living. It's premium starter bundle. Okay, so my daughter, my oldest, Landon, needed some emotional support for herself. She was going through some things after having her daughter and was always a little bit on the ADD side. And she wanted to do it naturally. She wanted to support herself as best she could. So she turned to a natural approach. She was interested in essential oils, Young Living essential oils to be specific. Now, not all oils are created equal, so we'll talk about that a little bit later on, but she started, you know, with the oils, doing them aromatically, diffusing them, and I kind of thought, okay, what is this really helping you? You know, and she said it was. So then I became a little bit interested, started smelling them. All of them didn't suit my fancy, but a lot of them did. So that was my first introduction really to the oils, was just the fragrance of them. I loved how they smelled. And for me, that was a lot. That meant a lot to me, to smell something and then feel like, wow, this reminds me of mom's spice cabinet, or this reminds me of, you know, back in the day when mom used to chew clove chewing gum, and yet they were health benefits to it. Now, being that I was just getting started, y'all, I wasn't faithful, meaning that I went around to, oh, essential oils, or there's one, oh, it's in this store here. Oh, this one over here, I'm going to buy that. And I would smell them and I would say, well, it doesn't smell exactly the same. Wonder why not? So all oils are not created equal, because many oils are synthetic based. They have dyes, or they're the trash part of the oils. They don't distill them in a way that gives the most benefit to us. And some oils that are fragrances are just that. They have a lot of synthetic fillers and stuff like that. That's what I came to learn, that I would always come back to Young Living essential oils, because they had the best effect on me. I would be like, oh. So then eventually I just stuck with it. I stopped looking at different ones and always stuck with Young Living. So that's a little bit of my story and how I came to learn about the oils. Now, this Young Living Premium Starter Bundle talks about the oils, and Doris is also with me. She also has a much longer history with the oils than I do. Doris, say hello.
Hello.
Nice to have you, Doris. Doris, how long have you been with the oils? Well, give us a little brief presentation as to how you came to know about the oils.
Sure. I was introduced to the oils over 10 years ago by a friend who had them in her house, but never told me how special they were. So I saw her diffuser and I just started diffusing oils I found at the store. And I was like, okay, that's nice, because I was getting personally rid of plugins, cleaners that had certain scents, because I have a cancer history. I was diagnosed with stage 3 malignant melanoma. So I started to, as they say, ditch and switch. I wanted to give myself good chances to live as long and healthy as possible. So that kind of got me started interested in a more natural way of living. Fast forward to when I was pregnant with my son, Peter, who's 8 now. I took a class from a lady who was teaching us raw food preparation, and she herself had Young Living oils at her house. And that's where I learned that Young Living has what's called vitality oils, which are ones that you can ingest, which we're going to learn more about later. And she told us specifically, she's like, do not ever ingest any other oil because we don't know what's in them. Sadly, there's nobody to regulate. So I thought, wow, that's really interesting. It had me intrigued. And then about 4 years ago, my son had a horrible experience where he stopped breathing because he has severe food allergies. And at that point, I mentally was not in a good place because I got stuck in fight flight mode. So basically just panic. And what I ended up doing was I turned to these oils because someone was sharing how they help with the emotions. And as you can see here, 12 emotional support oils. So that's kind of like what we're featuring a little bit today. For me, I ended up turning to the oils at that point. And after a month of diffusing stress away every single day, my husband was the first one to notice. He goes, "You seem better." And maybe to somebody else that might sound like, oh, well, he's being mean, but me and my husband are very close and we talk a lot. And he was actually recognizing that I was doing better mentally. And for me, that was very special because I want my family to feel like their mother's well. And I wasn't for a really long time. I was just kind of going through the motions. So Stress Away was the one that really helped with my stress levels. And then Peace and Calming and Frankincense. I haven't stopped diffusing and using oils for 3 years. Every single day, they're part of my routine because I do need them. I need them, and they've benefited me and my family so much. And now they've benefited through me over 200 families as we continue to grow and share how much we love our oils. So that's a little bit about me.
Yay. Thank you so much, Doris. Thank you for that, because time goes by really fast. That was 8 years ago for me that I was, dabbling here and there. But it's been a year since I have delved into just the business side of it and wanting to turn other people onto this. Like, why wouldn't I share what is helping me? It's like, you have got to try this. So that's coming up on a year for me on that end of it, or on that spectrum of the topic. But yes, let's delve into these 12 essential oils. Now, if you have your oils, I've got mine. Be ready to sip and sniff those oils with me. Okay, you ready, everybody? Let's go. Citrus, fresh, and lemon. Now, these oils that we're going to talk about, some of them you're very familiar with because the world is familiar with them. Here are two that one I know you're familiar with, which is lemon, but we're going to talk a little bit about citrus fresh. Citrus fresh is a blend. And as you see, both of them here have white labels, okay? The white labels means vitality. You can see vitality there. Now, first of all, I want to make sure that everybody can see my screen. Please put in the chat or let us know, unmute yourselves and let us know if you can see it or if you can't see it rather. All right, so citrus fresh. It's a blend of orange essential oils, grapefruit, mandarin, tangerine, lemon, and spearmint essential oils. Young Living blended them. They blend them together and made citrus fresh. Now, what's its claim to fame? It's known for detoxification. Yeah, it's known for detoxification, but it also helps on the emotional support side. It balances your emotions. It helps to do that. It helps to calm and relax you. It helps to relieve fear. It helps to unwind before bed, right? And that's something I think is great, because sometimes I wake up and I'm like a little fearful and I'm like, well, you just woke up. There's nothing to be fearful of. What are you fearful about? You know, but sometimes our emotions gets the best of us, even before we put our feet on the floor, right? So this is an oil that we can put in our drink, and it can mentally help us. It can help us to focus. It can help bring alertness, and it physically can help us to detox. Try it in your water. It's great. When you do try it in your water, however, make sure that you, when you do try it in your water, make sure it's a glass bottle or stainless steel, because if it's a plastic bottle, it's a known detoxifier, right? So it's going to leach that plastic, you know, it's going to leach out into your water. So just make sure that you're good on that front. Okay. That's citrus fresh. What about lemon? Lemon, filled with antioxidant properties and can support a healthy immune system. That's its claim to fame, right? And just remember, physical sickness, when we're physically sick, it can cause us to have low energy and brain fog, right? Because when we don't feel well, don't we kind of have the not as pleasing a personality? We're like, will you leave me alone? I don't feel well. So being sick can cause us to have brain fog, but the citrus oils, such as lemon, can help with our mood. It's a mood booster, right? It's helps us with mental clarity, keeps our mind on point, and it also helps to reduce stress. It's often called sunshine in a bottle. Any citrus oil, tangerine, orange, it helps us to just have a more pleasing personality. All right. And we also need to remember that, speaking of sunshine, these oils are photosensitive. And so that means that they kind of activate when they get in the sunlight and can cause a little tingling. Not on everyone, but on some people. I'm one of those people, you know. So I usually tend to put a carrier oil with it, like coconut fractionated oil or olive oil, so that it can kind of dilute it and stay out of the sunshine when I have it on. Or I might put it in a place where the sun don't shine. You know, we've heard that before, put it somewhere where the sun don't shine. Well, that's exactly what we can do when it comes to the photosensitive oils. Okay. All right. Let's go to our next oil. And this oil is Digize. If you have it, go ahead and let me see you with that. Does everybody have that? I want to make sure and check my technical thing going on here. Is everybody with me still? Cool. Okay, sounds good. Woo. Just wanted to make sure here. All right. Now I've got me where I can see us here. Okay. All right, Digize. Oh, that's what happens when you have internet issues. You get paranoid. Is my internet working? All right. So Digize is one of those oils, guys. You either love it or you hate it. Most people don't like the smell of it. So take a whiff of Digize. Where is mine? Now, I'm one of those that I love the smell of it. Some people do grow to love it. I've just always liked the smell. I'm one of those weirdos. So Digize is a blend. Okay, it's a blend of tarragon, juniper, anise, ginger, fennel, patchouli, peppermint, and lemongrass. And it helps to support and cleanse your digestive system. Okay. And that's a good thing. It's also, look at that white label. It's a vitality label. That means we can do what? Yep. Put a drop or two underneath the tongue. And it's good for all things digested. Just think digest, Digize. Maybe you eat a little bit too much pizza and it's not treating you right. It's not settling well. You can put a drop underneath your tongue. You might think, oh, because it tastes, it's going to taste bad to you if you don't like the smell. More than likely, it's not going to taste well. But you can put it in an empty gel capsule. Put a little olive oil in there with the 2 drops or 1 drop of Digize in an empty veggie capsule, and then you can digest it that way. Now, I'm your girl that's going to put it right under that tongue. All right. But there's also this Digize. Can you see it? Does it have a white label? Nope. Is it the same exact oil? Yep. And I want to explain that to you. The Digize white label vitality line is being compliant. Young Living is being compliant with the Food and Drug Administration because they say, look, you can't just put things out there and think people gonna know how to do. You got to put that white label on there so they will know that it's ingestible, that they can put it inside. That's what you need to do to make sure they know which oils are ingestible. So then why use this label? Good question. I know you were asking that, right? Because y'all are so smart. The reason they put it in this label is because it also can be used topically. You can put a drop or 2 in your hand and rub it on your belly. You can put it with your carrier oil to always make sure you use a carrier oil starting out, just to make sure that it settles well with you. Okay. And your kids can use this too. Put a little carrier oil with it, rub it on their belly to help with digestive problems. It's great for that. So that's why this has a different label. But is it the same exact oil in this bottle as it is in the white bottle? Yup. All right. So Digize, let's talk a little bit about what it does emotionally for us. Okay. It can help us process and ease anger and frustration. Say what? Say what? How does it do that? Well, let's break down some of the oils that make up Digize. Ginger essential oil is commonly used to do what? Soothe, comfort, and balance. What about fennel essential oil? That dates back to the ancient Egyptians. It's been around a while, so it's got a popularity going on for it. It may support feelings of well-being, especially during women's cycle. Y'all, if I had known this so long ago when I had my cycle, Oh my goodness, honey, I would have had to buy stock in it because I would have been able to use this. It would have been so helpful to me. And then anise essential oil. This reminds me of, we were just talking about teas earlier. Anise tea is popular for some, and it helps the mind to focus and can act as a sedative. Just calm you down, okay? So patchouli essential oil, one of my favorites, causes a release of positive hormones, dopamine and serotonin. And what does dopamine and serotonin help us with? It helps us with anxious feelings, stress, and depression. So Digize is good for that. It can also be helpful for us as emotional support. I know I feel a certain way when I smell it. It makes me feel good. I ain't gonna lie. All right, so that's Digize. Let's look at our next oil. Whoop, whoop. Frankincense. I love my Frank. Yeah, I love Frank. Frank is my oil. Okay, frankincense. There's also another oil that is my top favorite. Is sacred frankincense. Sacred frankincense is not included in this bundle, but it smells a little bit sweeter. It has a little bit lighter aroma than this frankincense. Now look, this frankincense is good. Don't get me wrong. I use them intermittently. Okay. But when I really need some help, I'm feeling a little bit, maybe hubby said something and it didn't sit well with me. And I feel it right here. I feel it right here, y'all. And I said, where's my sacred? Where's my frankincense? Where's my sacred? Because it helps to release that. That's my oil. That's my go-to oil that makes me feel like, now it may not be yours. It may not be yours. When you smell it, does it smell that way? Does it do it for you? Because everybody has their oil. Everybody has their oil that does it for me. Doris is good about her sentence and her frankincense. Okay. I'm gonna read over this and I'm gonna let her talk about Frank. I'm gonna let her talk about her Frank. But it's one of the first oils mentioned in the Bible, and it's well known for internal and external healing properties, skin care, oral care, healing wounds. That's its claim to fame. So it's got high quality and value. That's why we heard of it being given as a gift, right? Because it's got that high quality and value, but it also can help us emotionally. It can reduce stress responses. See, that's hubby's comment that he didn't mean any harm, but it didn't sit well with me. See, it helps reduce that. I'd be like, oh. It reduced negative emotions. He didn't mean anything by it. He didn't mean anything. Helps release anger. I'm not gonna bop him on the head. I'm not gonna bop him on the head. He didn't mean anything. Okay. Feelings of abandonment. Okay. It helps with that. It helps with inappropriate, this right here, when I research this, inappropriate concern of others' opinions. Shut up. Inappropriate concern of others' opinions. Don't we get that sometimes? We get that sometimes. All up in here. Frankincense can help you with this. It can help support and release that. Okay. So remember, much of our health is tied to our emotions, how we feel. Like me feeling like, oh, he said something, it hurt my feelings. Immediately my chest tightens up. Let's try that again. My chest tightens up. It tightens up. So it can affect us. It can affect us. Okay, Doris, your story about Frank. She's a lover of Frank too.
Oh boy, yeah, I love me some Frank. Me and Frank, we need a t-shirt. So for me personally, so many talk about like the benefits, skin benefits and immune boosting benefits of frankincense. Frankincense is just basically, yeah, the king of oils. For me, I've benefited from frankincense because it's just helped my brain to calm down. I was basically living in fight or flight mode because of the situation that we had with my son. And I felt in very many, initially I hated frankincense. I will say that. I smelled stress away. I loved it. I smelled peace and calming. Those were like my oils. Within the month, I smelled frankincense again, and my brain was ready for it. Frankincense is one of these oils that just really calms my brain down. I always think of it like a hamster wheel. It feels like things are just going, going. You can't get it to stop. Even at nighttime when we go to bed, a lot of times I'll talk to girlfriends and they'll be like, oh, my brain just never stops. Well, for me, frankincense has helped me to just calm my brain down, settle in, and I end up just falling asleep with my book falling on my face a lot of times, or just like, holding my book. And because it helps me to fall asleep quicker and just calm everything down. So for me, frankincense has really helped me calm my fight flight response that I had been stuck in for a really, really long time. I will say it will only help if you're using it regularly. If you're just using it randomly once a month, you're not really going to see the benefits. You're only going to see the benefits of starting a good habit by actually turning it into a habit and a routine. And I do have my oily routine, as does the rest of my family. And frankincense for me is, I'm never without. I have a roller made with frankincense that I carry on me all the time. I have my frankincense by my bed. I have another bottle of frankincense here. So this is an oil for me that's, it's a necessity at this point.
Yeah, and that's what it's about. When you find something that helps you, who would be without it? Who would be without it? In the chat, we've got Brittany's iPhone, my fave. I'm not sure which one because I'm a little bit late on the chat. Me too. She may be talking about Frank. And Tanya, that's a big one. So I'm gonna try to keep up with the chat. Not good at it though. Gonna admit to you right now. All right. So we're gonna go to our next oil. That was frankincense. Our next one, everybody has heard of this one. Whoops, let's get back to where I was. This is a very popular one. It's lavender. Lavender. You've seen lavender everywhere. You've seen it at all of the stores out there. You're gonna find all kinds of lavender. But is it 100% plant-based lavender? Is it the real deal? Because not all oils are created equal. So when you get the real thing, a lot of times you may smell lavender. Go ahead and let's take a whiff, a little sniff of it. And when I first smelled it, I was like, this is lavender? Because it smells faint and softer than what I've smelled in other places. Like, and you know why? Because other places will have it synthetically enhanced with fragrances. They know that we like to smell. We like to smell things. And sometimes people, their noses get so much abuse that when they do finally smell something that is all plant-based, they're like, I can't smell it. This doesn't smell like the lavender I bought down here at the gas station. It doesn't smell like it because they have been so used to smelling fragrance enhanced, synthetically enhanced essential oils. Essential oil, that one at the gas station probably never saw the ground. It has been, produced out of a chemistry lab. So I love lavender. It's known as the grandma of essential oils. It's also known as the Swiss Army knife of essential oils because a Swiss Army knife does everything, right? But I love this reference as grandma, because grandma, she does everything too, right? She's gentle and comforting. And that's why I like to call, or took up that phrase. I immediately adopted it as grandma. Its fresh floral aroma is known most for relaxation and sleep support, right? When we hear about lavender, we usually think of, oh, a nice relaxing bath or lavender tea, you know, or putting it in your little eye things when people wear those for sleep, and they put it on their eyes to soothe and relax them to go to sleep at night. It's good for that. It really is. That's his claim to fame. But did you know it does so much more? It can help calm your mind. It can help ease your worries. It can help with the fear of being alone. Oh my goodness. It can help with the fear of criticism, the help of trying new things. It can support you in that way. You know how we get sometimes anything new, we're like, oh, I don't know if I can do that. And I don't know. Okay, lavender can help with that. That's that emotional support. How though? Well, lavender has been proven to benefit us via the parasympathetic nervous system. So look that up. Do your due diligence. Don't take my word for it. Investigate these things for yourselves. You know, the parasympathetic nervous system controls our bodily functions that are connected to anxiety. Like it can help with anxiety, help with our heart rate, breathing rhythm, and hormone secretion. All those things are connected to that nervous system. So lavender can help in managing these bodily processes by just getting us back to a neutral state, right? Just calming us down. Because remember, we know that when we get amped up, we want to be calm. That's what we want. So lavender can do this. Now you might be thinking, well, I don't know if I should use lavender during the day if it's going to put me to sleep, because lavender can put people out. My oldest daughter, she was, having a little difficulty at one time, she's on her cycle, and I'm thinking, man, her pleasing personality ain't so pleasing right now. So I just made her a little concoction. I just took one of those veggie empty vegetable capsules that I was telling you about, and I put about 2 to 3 drops of lavender, and put the rest olive oil as a carrier oil. She took it and she woke up later saying, Mama, what was that? This is Landon. She doesn't mind me telling the story, my oldest. She said, what was that? It knocked me out. And I told her, she said, wow, I'm gonna have to keep that on hand, because it was what she needed. Now, me, when I tried it, it relaxed me, but it didn't knock me out like it did her. So that's a good thing to remember. All oils are not going to have the same effect on you as they may on someone else. Now, generally, the general consensus is that lavender calms us down, right? But for some people, it may not. No worries. All of these oils have multiple different oils can affect us similarly. It can have that same effect, but maybe a different oil. So maybe lavender doesn't knock you out, but stress away does, or peace and calming does. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, let's go to our next oil. Pan away, pan away, pan away. It's a blend. It's a blend of 4 power oils, y'all. Wintergreen, helichrysum, hawk clove, peppermint, and it's known for keeping the pain away. Just think pan away, pain away, pan away, pain away. And let's take a little sniff of that. Ooh, you can smell that wintergreen and peppermint. Ah, wow. So that's its claim to fame. Its claim to fame is it can help with pain support. Okay. And you know how sometimes it can also help us emotionally though too. But when we have pain or we get exhausted, we tend to have that in our shoulders and neck. When we have exhaustion or we're tired, man, we come home from work all tensed up. It's right in our shoulders and our neck. So what would we do with Panaway? Where would we put it? Yeah, on our shoulders and neck. I might do that a little bit because it ain't gonna, it never hurts. Sometimes we're tense and we don't even realize it, right? We have that tension in our neck and we can just rub it topically. We can just rub, y'all, that feels good. That feels great. And we know that tension, we also have tension headaches. We could put a little bit here. Be careful because it is a hot oil. Peppermint, peppermint candy, whoo, burns, right? Same with wintergreen. We have to be careful with that. Don't get it in our eyes, but we can put it on our temples, where we have that tension headache. Now, how does this work? How is it working for us? Well, emotionally, how is it an emotional support oil? Wintergreen helps improve negative feelings. Did you know that? When you smell wintergreen, oh man, I love it. And it also helps with mental pressure and concentration for emotional balance. It can help us with emotional balance. Helichrysum, and helichrysum is a very expensive oil, guys. I may not even have to tell you. You may already know. Helichrysum, very expensive, but it aids and assists in so many things. It's a great oil to have. If you ever get a chance, it should be on everybody's wish list. It's on mine. I hadn't got to it yet, but I'm working my way back to it. I'm working my way to it. It helps with emotional pain, current and past trauma. Yes. It helps with courage, hope, comfort, and new transformation and growth. Helichrysum. Clove essential oil helps ease anxiety, stress, and mental brain fog. Peppermint helps boost mental focus, perception, and being present. And all of those oils are right here in Panaway. And we know that physical pain can cause us to just tense up. And when we're tense up and we've held that in all day, when we come home, once again, you don't have that pleasing personality. You're like, please don't talk to me because right now I've got to debrief. This can help with that. Panaway can help take the pain away, but also it's an emotional support oil. All right, let's get to peppermint. We just talked about peppermint, right? We all love peppermint. I myself have to be honest, peppermint has never been one of my favorite fragrances or smells. And it's because I think it was because of the synthetic type of peppermint. I smell peppermint now and I love the smell of peppermint. I said, oh, this is what it's supposed to smell like. Okay, I like this. It has a bright, crisp aroma. And guess what? It is known for helping it be mentally alert and helping with focus. And I know when we were in the classroom, that's what we did before the big test, a big test of some sort. We would give the kids peppermint, Lifesavers peppermint candy to kind of get that. Even they knew it. That's my point. Most people know that mental alertness and focus is tied with peppermint. That's his claim to fame. But it also helps soothe anxious feelings. It can give you an uplifting mood, right? It can help you stop that hamster wheel in your head that Doris referred to earlier, and it can help to relieve restlessness. So peppermint is a good thing. It's a white vitality label, which means that we can put a little little bit in our coffee, depending on how much peppermint you want in your coffee, peppermint in your brownies, peppermint in your water. Some people put it in their water, but remember, it is definitely a hot oil. So for me, I can't hardly, it burns my lips, even when I put just a little bit in my water. I'm like, ooh, peppermint, you meant to be something besides in my water. Okay, so Raven. Let's smell Raven, y'all. Raven. Get your Raven out and let's smell that. It's a blend of Ravensara, I hope I'm saying that right, peppermint, eucalyptus radiata, lemon, wintergreen, and it's known for helping with deep breathing. You can tell, right? When you smell it, it just kind of opens up everything. Do you like the smell of it? I like it, y'all. It helps also with balancing our emotion and reducing tension. Now, its claim to fame is helping you to breathe, deep breathing, but it can also help balance emotions and reduce tension. And we know that eucalyptus radiata helps with that. Ravensara is an essential oil that helps with stress, depression. It helps calm nerves, and it's also a sleep support. Eucalyptus radiata, it decreases stress due to its anti-anxiety properties, okay? Lemon, we already talked about lemon and what it does. We've already talked about peppermint, and we've also talked about wintergreen and all of the good things that they offer. Raven has it all together. Now, let's talk about Thieves, y'all. Thieves, 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 one of my favorites. One of my favorites. I'd have to say that when I started out with Thieves, for whatever reason, I didn't know it at the time, but when I smelled Thieves, it brought back a memory of my mom, but I couldn't pinpoint it. Didn't really know why. So of course I just went on about my business using Thieves, making my own toothpaste with it by adding it to some baking soda, wet my toothbrush, put the baking soda on there and putting a couple of drops of Thieves on my brush. And I used that for a long time, especially when we were in lockdown and we couldn't go to get our teeth cleaned because the doctor office would call me and said, one of the dentists, he has corona, but you can come on in if you like. Well, no, thank you. I'll just stay over here till y'all are all better. Well, meanwhile, when I finally did go in, I said, I know she is going to hound me to get my teeth clean, right? I know the dental hygienist. I said, she is going to get me. She is gonna, because I hadn't been in forever. But I was brushing my teeth with this and she was looking at it and I said, oh, here she comes. She paused and she said, so what have you been doing? I was saying, oh, here it comes. She's gonna get me. I said, well, she says, I don't know what you've been doing for your self-care, but you need to keep doing it. Your gums and everything and your teeth look great. Oh, okay, thank you. Thank you, I will. I was so shocked. What? And I noticed that she didn't have to pick on my teeth as long. Normally it would take her forever, when they're in there right here, behind your teeth, your lower teeth and in the back of them right here. That's the place where plaque, just piles up. And it's for everybody. But for me, I hate it because I got to keep my mouth open forever and a day. And she didn't have to do that this time. And I got in the car and I didn't immediately connect it. I was like, what? She said, whatever. All I've been doing is brushing my teeth with Thieves. What? So I became a fast believer. Of this. And it has clove in it. I had one friend who was a dental hygienist say, that's what dental hygienists use. Everything just about what they use to clean and take care the health of your teeth is clove based. See, it all goes back to my mom and her clove not toothpaste, but chewing gum. chewing gum. She used to always use that. So Thieves is a blend of clove, lemon, cinnamon bark, eucalyptus radiata, and rosemary, and it's known for immune support. The name itself comes from a story, or the legend has it that back in the day during the plague, people were dying left and right, and there were some grave robbers, or also people who would go into the house. They were robbers, they were thieves, and they would go in there and they would take the jewelry or all the valuables in the house, and they wouldn't get sick. Well, how did that happen? Well, when they finally got caught for robbing, dead people, all right, so they said they would give them a lesser sentence if they would disclose or tell what they used to keep from getting sick. And this is what it was. This concoction of clove, lemon, cinnamon bark, eucalyptus radiata, and rosemary. And I'm gonna tell you, I use it too. I use it to keep that immune support healthy, and people start coughing and dun, 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 dun. I'm like, kick my head back and put that in there. It's also good for making it with tea. You can add a little lemon along with some water, and it's great. Has a little sting to it, right? But that's okay. That's okay. So it also helps emotionally, because the rosemary in Thieves is going to give you mental clarity. You know how we get brain fog sometimes and can't remember what we want to say? It helps with that. And when we can get that mental clarity, don't we feel better about ourselves? Because I'm gonna tell y'all, when I can't remember something, it just makes me feel so bad. I'm like, oh, I know I'm getting old, but can we slow it down somehow? It just makes us feel bad about ourselves when we don't have mental clarity. So rosemary helps with that. Cinnamon bark helps with relaxing us and helping us to manage that stressful feeling. Eucalyptus radiata decreases stress. We talked about this. Clove, negative emotions. It helps to shift that. And it also helps for repetitive tendencies. That's clove. Clove does a lot. Clove is I feel like one of those unsung heroes. It doesn't get enough attention. And yet it's not that expensive either. Clove is one of my faves. Lemon, and we know what lemon does. It's a mood booster and also helps with mental clarity and a stress reducer. All right, let's go to these two oils, guys. Do I have to tell you what they're for? You know I like them, right? Because I don't have to tell you what they're for. Peace and calming. Stress away. It's obvious, right? It's a no-brainer. So peace and calming. Ooh, let's see, y'all. Let's smell them, okay? Which one are you, team peace and calming or team stress away? Tell me in the chat which one you like the best. I always have such a hard time, like it's my first time smelling them. It's not, but I always, depending on the day, I might be stress away today. I'm team stress away. And on another day, I might be team peace and calming. I love them both. All right. Ooh, let's see what we got going on here in our chat. Which ones are which? All right. Doris is team stress away. Tanya is peace and calming. Brittany, peace and calming. Makes me nauseous, but it always makes me nauseous. She says, you sound like me. You something. So now it's stress away. Okay. All right. Fran is team stress away. I wonder why too. I think sometimes Tanya is asking, I wonder why, Brittany. Do you have a suspicion? I honestly don't know. Brittany says it's the only blend I find that does it. Well, let's talk about what's in the blend. Let's do that. Like that's going to help her, but it might. Okay, so peace and calming has in it ylang ylang, orange, tangerine, patchouli, and blue tansy. And it's known for emotional support. I wonder what it would be. I bet if anything, it might be ylang ylang that makes her feel a little bit nauseous, maybe because it's kind of a floral. I honestly don't know. Okay, I love all those oils as singles. Okay, it's weird. Yeah. Honey, join my weird club. I got a club. Huh, I'm the president. Anyway, so that's okay. That's okay. But we can see all the things that peace and calming does. Ylang ylang helps to boost that mood, helps to reduce depression, alleviate anxiety, lowers blood pressure, and decreases heart rate. Okay, and this is also, both of these can be worn as a perfume. People love them so much that they wear them to replace perfumes, because we know what fragrances have in them. Fragrances, do your due diligence on looking up fragrance and see what all the FDA is not telling us. Okay, so let's take a look at Stress Away. It's a blend of copaiba, lime, cedarwood, vanilla, ocotea, lavender, and it's known for emotional support. Now, lime, what does it do? It calms us. It helps relieve anxious feelings. Copaiba is helps to reduce inflammation, which is often caused by stress. Copaiba is another unsung hero. That copaiba is the bomb. It does a lot. When you look up these oils, it can help in a lot of ways. Cedarwood, grounding, helps keep us grounded, helps us with rest, gives us peace. I love cedarwood. Cedarwood is also a sleep support oil. That's why people use Stress Away to help them get to sleep. Because for me, cedarwood does that. It helps me conk out at night. Vanilla can help support our mental health. Ocotea, emotionally balanced support. It's an anxiety support. It's a stress support. And lavender. Well, we know what lavender does. We just talked about lavender and what it can do. All right. Our last and final oil is Valor. Y'all, let me tell you about Valor. I had heard that Valor, a lot of people love Valor, and they said, oh, they say they can wear it as a to replace their perfume. They could wear it as a perfume, right? So I smelled it and I was like, okay. I don't think so. For me, I was like, no, I did not see it. It didn't mean that for me at the time. The more I smelled Valor and the more I used Valor, the more it became my favorite. Now I think back on, why didn't it smell like that before when I smelled? Why wasn't it like now? I just love it. Love it. And sometimes oils can be that way. Sometimes what your body needs, I know this sounds crazy, what it needs is what you don't want. Like you might smell Digize, you might smell and think, ooh, I just can't take it. I can't take it. I don't want. And maybe your body is telling you it needs that. Sometimes it works that way. So Valor is a blend of frankincense, black spruce, blue tansy, camphor wood, and geranium. And it's known for emotional support. Do you know what it's called? I think, isn't it Spanish, Doris? Isn't Valor a Spanish word? Yes. And it means courage, I think. Yes, here it is. Read the PowerPoint, read the words, Earline. It means worth, value, or courage. And it's known, we oily girls know it as courage in a bottle. So it can help with confidence. It can help with fear, feelings of persecution, inability to cope, defensiveness. It can help with these things. It can help give us support. You got a big public speaking, you need to give a talk. Valor right beforehand, and sometimes after. It has frankincense. We know what frankincense can do. We just talked about that. Black spruce promotes a sense of centering, calmness, focus, and it helps us with being grounded. Blue tansy, that's another expensive oil, and it helps with calming us. It helps give us anxiety support. So geranium, that's an essential oil that reduces feelings of stress and anxiety, helps with sadness, fatigue, or tension. It helps with concentration and focus and improves our cognitive function, that mental clarity that we talked about, and it balances our emotions and hormones. So valor, it has become my favorite. Let me read the chat. Let's see what's going on. What are y'all talking about? I hated valor at first. It's my bestie now. I can't get enough of it. So there's Brittany. See, I told you you could come on over to my weird club, girl. Come on, I'll let you in. I use it as a perfume, she says, but now I wonder if people think I stink because they don't like it at first either. Well, but you know, when you wear a fragrance from back in the day, the fragrances that everybody may be wearing, some people aren't going to love it. So you do you, girl. You do you. Tanya says, funny, valor has never been my favorite. I like it best blended with Northern Light. Am I saying that right? Northern Lights, black spruce. I think that's what it is. Or evergreen essence. So she likes to pair it. Now, let me tell you a little something. Thank you guys for your comments. Oh, there I go again with my jumping ahead. Maybe not so much though. Valor is one of the oils that puts me to sleep. I put this stuff between my toes. I know y'all think it's crazy. I know. I'll put it on my big toe in between my toes and it will knock me out. That's another one of my sleep support oils. So Valor does it for me. Vetiver does it for me. Maybe it's the V oils, right? Well, no, because cedarwood does it too. But I love a good sleep support oil. Yeah. And so it's good for that. So remember, you know, Valor for grounding. Now, the last oil, or the last thing I want to talk about when we take a look at this bundle here, it doesn't have this included in it, but it does. I mean, the picture doesn't have it there, but you get 2 packs of Ningxia Red, and Ningxia Red, I can't be without Ningxia Red. Ningxia Red is the overall wolfberry. It's from the province of China, a little region in China known as Ningxia, and it has earned a reputation for producing and cultivating premium wolfberries, which is what this puree, it's not a juice, but it's a puree, what it's made out of. It's also known as goji berries. So you may have heard it as goji berries or wolfberries, and it has a rich nutritional profile. It's a powerful superfruit supplement, and it's designed to give you energy, fortify, and revitalize the body and mind. Now, there's several persons that have signed up with me that I created a little chat room for them because I said, guys, let's do a 30-day challenge and see how you feel with them. I was blown away. I'm still in awe of it, of the ones who said this works. And they have continued to purchase it because it works. So if nothing else, Ningxia, get your Ningxia. It's overall health. You can get it. This is 2 ounces. This is a pouch. This is what's on sale. 10% off. Am I right? I've got 10% off for first-time buyers. That I should put 10% off supplements, and Ningxia pouches are one of the things. Doris, you have something you want to add?
You can stack the discount as well.
Okay. So if you're a first-time buyer,
you get the 15% off and you get the 10% off the supplements.
Yes. So let's take a look at the supplements. I think it's on the next slide that I have here. here are the supplements that are 10% off. And that's where your Ningxia pack of 30, just like these, 2 ounces. And normally I think they're 97, but I think they're 87 with your 10% off discount. But let's say, don't forget, you're going to have 2 packs, free sample packs in your 12 oil bundle. What else comes in your bundle are 2 rollers. Let me go back to showing you the bundle here. Just a second. This bundle comes with rollers, and rollers are just little fitments. So black cap with the roller ball, which means that you can put it inside. Let's say you want to make Valor your perfume. So you would take this off, take off this little, see if I can get y'all. There we go. Sorry, guys. And then put this on, and you could just roll it on and go on about your business. Just roll it on. It just makes it more convenient. So you get 2 of these in your starter bundle. And you also get this right here, which I love. This is a Thieves spray. You can spray this anywhere on the surface. You know how you go out and you say, oh my goodness, you're on an airplane. Oh my goodness. The little tray that you have to put down to put, I don't touch anything. Okay, so this, and it smells great. This is great for that. All surfaces and things of that nature. Yep. Okay, so that comes with it. And also you get Thieves hand sanitizer, several packs in your starter bundle. And a little bit goes a long way. Like I'll open one, and I don't use it all because it's not going to take all of it. So those are some samples for that. And of course you get the 12 oils that we just discussed and the Desert Mist bundle. Now, this is not the only starter bundle that you can get. I feel like it's the best bang for your buck. Let's talk about the Desert Mist for a minute. I remember when I first saw this and I thought, wow, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It has several different settings. You can make it where it can go for 8 hours, or you can make it where it can go for 10 hours, or you can make it where it can go for 12 hours. So the first push, 8 hours. It's on constantly, okay? The second push, it's gonna be intermittent. Comes on, shuts off, 8 hours. The third time you click it, 10 hours. Did I say 12? 8, it's 8, 10, and 12. So it would come on and then go off, and it would do that for 12 hours. So it all depends on what you want. And we know that the other button is for the light. I like the candle flicker version. I don't know if you guys can see it well enough. Okay, candle flicker. Red. Some people sleep with the red light on. Put on the red light. No, maybe not. Okay, and then it goes to orange. Okay, I think that's orange, right, guys? But you can make it stay wherever you want it. Like if I wanted it to stay on red, I just pressed it again and now it's on red. But let's say I want something else. Say I want green. Okay, green it is. And did you hear it cut off? Because I have it on the intermittent setting. So this is the diffuser that comes with the starter bundle for $169. But of course, it would be for first-time buyers, 15% off. All right, and that sale ends January 31st, Tuesday. Okay, at I'm gonna say midnight. So you still have a little time, even Tuesday, to think about it if that's something that's gonna interest you. Let me check my chat box. Funny Val, I've never been. Okay. Sorry. I won't go without it either. I need those antioxidants. I wonder if I could get my doctor to write me a prescription. Cool, cool, cool. All right, my friends. So what we are going to do, we're going to stop recording. I appreciate everybody being present today, and we're going to open it up for questions, okay? And just so that you can have a little privacy in doing that, we'll stop recording, but this recording is available for you to review it if you ever need it at any time, if it's something that you want to show to your friends, or if you're like me and you just need to hear it all again, pause, write down something, rewind, write down something. It's here for you. Doris, what do you want to say to end it all? Good?
I think we're good. Thanks for joining us, and make sure we're going to be uploading this to YouTube. So like and subscribe to our channel. Go ahead and follow our Instagram accounts, and you can always reach out with any questions you may have. Thanks for joining.
Thank you. Thank you.